Hello, and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We are excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Daisha, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to share with you. First, your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type any questions for our presenters at any point in time. And this session will be recorded, and you'll be able to log on to strivescan.com/Greater Arizona to view the recordings of this session as well as any others. We will have more sessions tomorrow, so make sure you check on the schedule on the website for any you may be interested in. I would now like to turn it over to our first school presenting, the University of Wyoming.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Harsh, and like she said, I'm Lisa Harsh. I am currently remotely working in Arizona in Flagstaff for the University of Wyoming. Excited to share more. Let me start my presentation. And what I want to start with tonight is just thanking you all for attending on this evening. One thing I wanted to share about the University of Wyoming is a lot of students don't know this, but we are the only university in the state of Wyoming. The rest of the colleges are community colleges. We are located in Laramie, Wyoming, which is at a very high elevation. We have one of the highest elevation football stadiums in the nation at 7,220 feet. We are a land-grant university. Lots and lots of activities to keep you busy while you're in college. We're 30 minutes from our Snowy Range ski resort. We have hundreds of miles of mountain biking, hiking trails. The community itself is around 30,000 people, and we are surrounded by 2.9 million acres of national forest. So lots of things to do to keep you busy. We do value research, and some of the pictures you're seeing on this screen will show some research. It will also show some of the sports. We're a D1 school. It will show you that we value our health sciences programs. And we do have around 12,000 students. Our average class size is around 30 students with a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Our classes are 90% taught by faculty, and the rest are taught by graduate assistants or teaching assistants. Currently, we have over 400 students that are athletes in our Division I sports, and we have 17 D1 sports. Our student body is real diverse. We represent all 50 states and 83 countries. Currently, we have a 57-43 split of Wyoming versus non-resident students. 95% of our first-time freshmen receive scholarships and financial aid, which is awesome to help keep your costs down. This picture shows our beautiful fall weather that we're currently in before the snow starts. We offer 85 bachelor's programs with 200 areas of study. We have two schools, the School of Law and the School of Pharmacy. You can double major, you can add minors, you have lots of internship availability. 800 plus of our students are enrolled in our honors college. And a unique thing about our honors college is that you will consider that a minor. That is a unique thing about our university. We have over 800 plus undergraduates which are involved in research annually, and you can start that as soon as your freshman year. We offer a very large study abroad program opportunities. We have the largest study abroad endowment in the nation. So we have lots of scholarships for those of you that want to study abroad. We offer over 400 sites worldwide, and we also offer locations here in the United States. You could do these in a semester-based, year-based, a short term over the winter break or over the summer. We do value student success, and we want to offer you a lot of support systems to help you be successful in college. We have free tutoring, awesome licensed counselors. Our financial aid department can help you with budgeting, financial literacy, finances. We value health and wellness. We have an awesome wellness center, campus recreation center, over 300 clubs and activities. We value even keeping our cafeteria stocked with healthy foods and yummy foods, but we're here to keep your success at the forefront of our university's mission. Like I said earlier, 95% of our first-time students receive scholarships and financial aid. We are voted one of the best value universities in the nation. We were #1 on a list of 20 states where college is worth the cost. So definitely look up our tuition and fees. We do have a scholarship program called the Brown and Gold Commitment for our non-resident students. We are test optional this year. But if you do want to see if you could receive a higher scholarship, you could provide us an ACT or SAT score, and that could be larger amount of scholarship money in your pocket. We have a success curriculum from your high school that we'd like to have you completed. 4 years of English, math, science, any additional coursework, 3 years of social science. We do allow one deficiency in one of those areas. We look at your unweighted grade point average, and we'd like to see a 3.0 or higher. We also do some admitting with support from 2.5 to 2.99. And like I said, we are test optional, but if you want to provide an ACT or SAT score, we would definitely take it. Easy to apply. We don't have any catches. You don't have essays. You don't have letters of recommendation. You would just fill out our application at our website or on the Common App, along with a $40 fee. And then we would just need a copy of your high school transcript. Ways to visit. We love when you can come visit our campus. You can schedule in person. You can take advantage of some of our virtual tours that we have happening right now. You can even join, we do once a month, a visit with a UW ambassador that you can do online, but lots of ways to see our beautiful campus. Here is my contact information. This picture also shows what our campus looks like when it's snowed, just totally beautiful. This phone number is where you can reach me. You can even text me. And there's my email address. And like I said, I am located in Arizona as a remote recruiter for the University of Wyoming and would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, University of Wyoming. Our next institution is Montana State University.
All right, everybody. Well, as Lisa said, I just want to start by saying thank you for everybody for taking some time out of your evening to come and join us for this virtual fair. My name is Andrews Groseth, and I work as the Associate Director for Recruitment at Montana State University, located in Bozeman, Montana. And for those of you who may not be familiar with Bozeman, Montana, I want to introduce you to my hometown. Bozeman, Montana is a phenomenal community. For those of you who aren't familiar, we're down in the southwest corner of our state. We're about 90 miles north of Yellowstone National Park, to give you a good idea about where we are. We're the third largest community in the state of Montana, at about 60,000 people, about 100,000 people that live in our valley, but 60,000 in Bozeman. And that includes our student body population. So we are very much that college town community. Average age in Bozeman right now is just under 27 years old. So you'll find that this is a phenomenal community to be a part of as an undergraduate student. We're surrounded by wilderness. We have 2 different ski hills that are within an hour of our campus. We have 5 different mountain ranges and 5 different river systems that surround Bozeman, Montana. And then on top of that, we have that good kind of cultural sense of being that college town with live music and arts communities and good restaurants for a good culinary scene. We also have Montana's, I should say, busiest airport. So I always stop short of saying that Bozeman is easy to get to, but it's getting easier to get to for our students coming from all over the country. A little bit about who we are as a campus. We are a university of just under 17,000 students. We are 16,841 students, predominantly undergraduate, very predominantly undergraduate. Our undergraduate student population is representative of all 50 states. In our incoming freshman class, we only missed out on Delaware this year in terms of the 50 states that we're having students come from, and we have 63 different countries represented from around the world. We have all of the support and resources that students look from a smaller university, but all of that atmosphere and energy of a larger university. We're a Division I athletics program competing in men's and women's basketball, football, volleyball, all the way down to our ski and rodeo teams. We have more than 300 different clubs and organizations, but at the same time, our average class size is only 30 students in the classroom. We have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So more than 90% of the courses that we offer at Montana State are instructed by professors. So kind of riding that fine line of being large and small at the same time for students that are looking for either one of those university experiences. When it comes to our areas of study, we have more than 250 different areas of study that our students can choose from, ranging from health sciences to humanities and education and engineering and everything in between. Our 250 different areas of study are housed within 8 different academic colleges. And then in addition to those 8 colleges, we have an honors college that requires a separate application and a program called University Studies, which is for our exploratory students that haven't decided on a major yet. All of those 250 different areas of study are direct entry. So once you apply and are accepted to MSU as a whole, you've just been accepted into every single degree program that we offer, meaning that on your first day of classes, you're going to be in the courses that you care about, you're passionate about, and that excite you all the way throughout your college career. In regards to these academic opportunities, our style of education is really one thing that we feel sets us apart from other institutions across the states. We are a top tier research university as recognized by the Carnegie Foundation. That means that out of more than 4,000 colleges and universities across the nation, we're on a list of 130 schools for our research and adventures, expenditures, and opportunities for our students. Every major that we offer at Montana State University requires its students to do something original in their field before we allow them to graduate. And so when you take into account that we're a high community engagement school, a very high undergraduate school, and in that top tier of research, we really do feel like we're a one-of-a-kind university and institution for the students that choose to come to Montana State University. In regards to our admissions requirements, we are a test optional school at this point in time, and that's indefinite for this period of time. We are a rolling admissions school, so we don't have any dates or deadlines that are hard set that our students need to pay attention to in terms of when they need to apply. It's your college search, and we just need you to know that we are going to be here and ready to help you through any step of that process whenever you choose to start it. We don't require any essays or letters of recommendation, and so we pride ourselves on getting back to students from the day that you hit submit on your application to the day that you're holding your acceptance letter in your hands, no more than 2 to 4 weeks. And that's just really important for you as a student to know MSU's got me. They have a spot for me, and I can keep looking at schools. I can keep visiting campuses, just knowing that MSU has accepted me, has a spot for me, and looking forward, I have that opportunity to enroll at a university that I'm really interested in. And again, I just do want to make sure that I note again, at the very bottom of the slide right there, that we are a test optional school this year. In regards to our scholarship opportunities, we have several different scholarship opportunities that our students can take advantage of. The largest one is a merit-based scholarship called the Achievement Awards. And these awards for any students who have already applied and been accepted, these are going to start going out in the first week of November. They range anywhere from $2,000 up to $10,000 renewable. And then in addition to that, we do participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, which does require a separate application. And then there's a program called the Blue and Gold Scholarship, which also requires a separate application, both of which are supplemental scholarship considerations for students that can be built on top of their Achievement Award, that initial offer that's based off of the material that you provide us when you apply for admission. We don't require FAFSA, but we do encourage students to consider submitting and filling that out. And that will provide you with grants and loans and work study opportunities that can couple with any merit-based scholarships that you receive. And you can receive more information as it becomes available through our scholarship website, which you'll see posted there at the bottom of the screen. Sort of our admissions checklist for any students who have applied and been accepted, there's kind of several different things that I walk you through. In order to complete your admissions checklist with Montana State University, it always starts with applying for admission. And then after that, once we offer you a scholarship, go ahead and accept that scholarship. You're not tied to it, but it will be tied to you. And so that just allows us to keep that money in your name. And then our housing application opened on October 1st, has a priority deadline of March 1st. And so students who apply in that window, they're in the best position possible to receive the housing assignment that they're most interested in for their college career, at least their freshman year. And then in the spring, we're going to offer you the opportunity to register for an orientation session. That orientation session is where you'll meet with your academic advisor, register for your classes for the first time, and really kick off your freshman year. And then at the end of your high school careers, you'll go ahead and submit your transcripts to us from your high school, and that will allow us to finish your admissions profile. Last but not least, I want to keep in touch with you all. So here is my contact information. I'm also going to take a moment to throw that in the Q&A in the chat so you all can follow up with me. But again, I just want to wrap up by saying what I started with. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking this time to hear about our universities this evening, and I hope you enjoy the college fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Montana State University. We will now hear from the University of Montana. I'm sorry, your microphone is muted.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone, I'm Jerica. I'm from the University of Montana. I'm actually presenting on Chanel Peterson's behalf. So she will be the main contact that parents and students will want to get a hold of. So I will make sure to add her information to the chat box for anybody that is looking to get a hold of us. So let's see. Okay, so the University of Montana, so this is going to be kind of a picture taken from the M overlooking our oval, which is going to be kind of the main hub of campus. You're going to see students in the summer, they're going to be slacklining, playing Frisbee, there's going to be dogs. In the winter, we do actually kind of block off one of the quadrants and we use it as an ice skating rink. So students will be able to either bring their own or we do have some to rent. So lots of activities that kind of go on all year round. For those of you that maybe aren't 100% sure where Missoula is, we're going to be in the western part of Montana. So we're going to be pretty well located towards Boise, Salt Lake City, Seattle, any of those. So definitely if students are looking from out of state, we've definitely got a lot of connecting flights. So making sure that you're able to get home for all of those weekends, events, and Thanksgiving and Christmas break. So the numbers of currently we have about 8,500 undergraduates, about 10,000 including our graduate programs. Most of our classes are going to cap at about 25 to 30 students, and we do have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you'll be able to get in contact with your professors, your faculty mentors, anybody that really is kind of there to help you succeed in your degree program. They'll be there for office hours, any questions that you have, or maybe if you kind of just need some reassurance in your major. For academics, we have over 200 academic pathways. So that's majors, minors, and certificates. We have 6 different colleges on our main campus. So we kind of have everything from arts, business, health sciences, education, lots of different options. We also have Missoula College, which is going to incorporate some of our trade programs. So things like culinary arts, welding, paramedicine, paralegal studies. And then we actually have the only fully accredited law school in Montana. So academic opportunities, we really make sure that our students are getting hands-on either research or internships before they graduate or attend grad school or med school or anything else that they're interested in. We allow students to do those through internships on campus, off campus, in the Missoula community, even nationally or internationally. We also participate in National Student Exchange. So that's going to allow students to study at one of our partner universities in the US. Or we do study abroad, which allows students to essentially study internationally at one of our 250 partner universities in over 58 countries. So our admissions requirements, we do ask that students meet one of two, either have above a cumulative 2.5 unweighted high school GPA, or be in the top half of their graduating class. We are completely test optional moving forward, so students can submit an ACT or SAT for admission, but it isn't required. We're also on rolling admission, so we technically don't have a deadline, so students can apply now. Students can also apply 2 weeks before classes if they decide a little bit later to attend. Our application is pretty simple and quick. We don't require any essays or letters of recommendation. So Davidson Honors College is another application they might see. It's just going to be that kind of well-rounded application. So for students that want kind of a little bit more rigorous coursework, are looking for kind of courses in all different areas that pertain to their major. This is going to have typically about 250 students in it each semester. And it's just going to allow students to kind of get those additional courses that they're interested in. We also have the Global Leadership Initiative. It's another certificate program that students can apply for. It does typically cap at 150 students. And we essentially have the certificate focus on current global issues. So we've had students do things like climate change, anything that they're interested in that they can do in and out of the classroom experiences for. Cost of attendance, super important, one of the biggest things about students attending. So our tuition and fees that you're going to see in this matrix right here are going to be for an academic year. Scholarships are also very important. We have 3 different kinds. Those incoming student scholarships are going to be automatic, renewable for up to 4 years. Our scholarship portal includes UM's donor-based scholarships, and then DHC scholarships are for those that apply for our Davidson Honors College before the first Friday in December. So here's a quick look at that matrix for those incoming freshman scholarships. And if you have any questions, you can just send a chat about it as well. Financial aid, we're also unrolling financial aid. What that means is, again, if a student decides a little bit later to attend, they can still be eligible to be considered, but our priority deadline is going to be December 1st. Housing, we do require all incoming freshmen to live on campus. We do have lots of different options, so students can kind of tailor their living experience to what kind of preference they have for room types. Along with housing, students will be asked to pick a meal plan as well. We have great dining options on campus for anybody that's kind of interested in coffee, grab and go, buffet style, anything like that. These are some of our graduation resources. I can go into detail about any of them if anyone has any questions about them. And then for student clubs and groups, we have over 150 on campus. We have them in kind of all different areas. So students can be involved in intramural sports. They can be involved in major-based clubs, fraternity and sorority involvement. If they don't find a group that they're interested in, they actually have the opportunity to create their own group, which is kind of a cool experience for some of those students. Athletics, we do compete in a Division I conference. So we have anything from football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, track and field. If people like sports, we definitely have it for them to watch. If students aren't into sports, we also are a big arts and culture hub for Montana. So we have things like art museums, theaters, and people will find that if they're not quite into the sports aspect, when people are at sporting events, their favorite clubs and groups and restaurants are going to be a little bit quieter. And then this is going to be a picture of Missoula. So you can kind of see how easy it is to access the river as well as downtown Montana and one of our 4 ski resorts within 2 hours of us. And I will put Chanel's information in the chat box for anybody that wants it.
Thank you, University of Montana. I would like to share a reminder for our guests joining us live. If you have any questions for our presenters, please use the Q&A button on your screen to send those over. Our next institution will be the University of Montana Western.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Kirsty Stokes, and I am the Senior Admissions Representative at the University of Montana Western. Montana Western is a small public institution in Dillon, Montana, and as I'm sure a lot of you do not know where Dillon is located, Dillon is a rural community in the southwestern corner of the state. We're only about 60 miles away from the southern Idaho border. Dillon is completely surrounded by mountains, so our campus is just minutes from outdoor activities where we are able to, our students are able to go out for hiking and biking, hunting, fishing, skiing, and snowboarding. And we also offer a large number of clubs and some athletic programs for our students to participate in. We do have we are NAIA Division I, so we have men's and women's basketball, volleyball, football, cross country, distance track, rodeo, and cheer. Montana Western is the only four-year public institution in the nation that runs on a block schedule called Experience One, and this is how that works. So our students still take 4 classes each semester, but they do complete each class one at a time. So they take one class for 3.5 weeks or 18 school days, and they're only in one class for 3 hours a day. At the end of their course, students will take their final, then they get a 4-day weekend before they start a brand new class. All of our block classes are 4 credits apiece. So that means that in any given semester, they are able to get 16 credits at a time. And if they stick to 16 credits, they are able to graduate within 4 years. Now, just to give you a comparison of what that traditional semester might look like compared to our block schedule, this is an example of that. And this program really couldn't be any simpler. So our students focus on one subject. They are only working with one professor, and they are actually working with a professor. We do not have TAs running classes on our campus. And the best part about this is that they get to focus all of their time on that one class, and then they only have one final that they have to worry about. So at the end of the semester, they're not scrambling trying to relearn everything that they started off with at the beginning of the semester. They just have to focus on that one course for that final 3.5 weeks. This is an example of what one of those semesters could look like. So in this particular situation, the student had a morning class, which runs from 8:15 to 11:15. Then they have time for lunch. And then the afternoon is open for whatever they might need to do, whether that is studying for their class, having a part-time job, taking a nap if they want to. They actually have a lot of flexibility with that. Then after that class, they do get that 4-day weekend, and then they move into the next class, which happens to be an afternoon block, which runs from 12:15 to 3:15. So they just kind of swap their schedule. They have time in the morning to do whatever they need to do, and then they're able to go to class that afternoon. As I said, this program is very flexible in the fact that if something were to happen during one of these classes, obviously, if they miss some of this class, it can mean a large amount of information. So if something were to happen to one of our students where they happen to get sick or have something pull them away from class, they are able to drop that class and pick it up at a later time, and it won't mess with their full-time status because they are able to get 16 credits a semester, but they only have to take 12 credits each semester to be considered a full-time student. So it is kind of nice having that little safety net just in case our students need to use it. Our classrooms are very experiential. We want our students to get out of the classroom and actually experience their education. So we offer programs in a large number of areas. Our top 5 programs on campus are education, biology, environmental science, natural horsemanship, and kinesiology. So our students are actually focusing on that hands-on experience throughout their classes, and also able, when they say that they're going into graduate school or into the workforce, they can actually say, this is what I did when I was in college, rather than I sat in a classroom and I read a book. So we do not just focus on the Dillon community either. Our students are able to go on study abroad trips as well. But we do not have our students go work with international institutions. It's actually all ran directly through Montana Western. And instead of our students being gone for a full semester, they actually go for 3.5 weeks. So it fits right into our block schedule, and they're able to go experience another country for a block and then come back without messing up the rest of their schedule. As I said, we want to educate the entire person. We don't just want to fill your head with so much information where you might have trouble remembering it. We want our students to experience their education, get about 2 to 3 years of hands-on experience in their field of study before they go out into the workforce or into a graduate program. So Montana Western does participate in the WUI Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. This is our cost of attendance for a full academic year. The only thing that we look for our students to qualify for the WUI scholarship is a 3.0 cumulative high school GPA or higher. If students meet that, tuition will drop from about $16,000 a year down to less than $7,000 a year. So that is over $9,000 of a guaranteed scholarship. Anybody who qualifies for it can get it. And it is renewable and stackable. So you can continue to get that for up to 6 years or 12 semesters. And you can also add additional scholarships on top of that as well. We do offer other scholarships for our students. So of course, the WUI and athletic scholarships are going to be separate, but we do have a general scholarship application for all of the rest of them. That will open up the beginning of November, which crazily enough is coming up next week. And then it's due by January 15th. You only have to fill out one online scholarship application by that deadline, and you're put in for all of our scholarships. This is our application process. I'm not going to go through it too much with you because it is a pretty simple process, but we are test optional, and we will work with you every step of the way so that you shouldn't have any questions about where you're at in the process. That is what we are here for, is to help you through all of this. We are also rolling admissions, so we really don't have a deadline for that application. We can work with you whenever you want to apply. And then we do have our list of 4-year requirements here. And as I said, we are willing to work with our students. So if students have any questions about this, I'd be happy to answer them for them. We are open for campus visits. So if you're ever in the area and you'd like to come visit, or if you just want to get some more information, you can set up virtual visits as well. And here is my contact information. So if you have any questions at all, I'd be happy to answer them in the Q&A, and I will also share my contact information in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, University of Montana Western. Our final institution presenting tonight is Newman University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Aaron, and I am an admissions counselor at Newman University. So thank you guys again for taking the time to learn a little bit about each of our colleges, and we'll just get right into it. So I actually graduated from Newman in 2018, so I have a fairly recent perspective on what it's like to be a school there, or to be a student there. So I was a theater major. I'm also native to the Wichita area where Newman is located in Kansas. I was on the improv team. I was editor and writer for the university newspaper. I had some scholarships and all kinds of experiences that I think will kind of help you get a good feel for what it's like to be a student at Newman. So who we are a small private liberal arts college in Wichita, Kansas. And just right out of the way, first thing, because we are private, we actually do not charge out-of-state tuition. So that's definitely something to think about. So we are Kansas's largest city. So you kind of get the best of both worlds when you go to Newman, because you get that small Newman community with an average class size of about 18 students, but nestled in a larger city where there's lots of different things to do. So a little bit more about us. We are a Catholic university established in 1933 by the Adorers of the Blood of Christ and named for St. John Henry Cardinal Newman. And then a couple of things that we're known for. So we are known for less student loan debt, which has a lot to do with our super generous scholarships we'll get into here pretty quick. We're also really known for our pre-med and science programs and our high employment rate upon graduation. So here are a list of some of our undergraduate programs. We've got lots of different stuff to choose from in here. We have a great business program and a social work program, and both of those you can kind of expedite your master's process and get your bachelor's and master's in 5 years when you get it all through Newman. And then these are some of our pre-professional focus areas. So you can see lots of pre-med science programs there. So now we can get into some misconceptions. So first and foremost, acceptance rates and that kind of thing. So at Newman, we are test optional, so you don't have to take the ACT to come to Newman. You can if you want to. If you've got great scores, definitely upload those. It'll just help you get a bigger scholarship. And also affordability. So because we are a private school, that definitely comes with the connotation of a heftier price tag. But at Newman, it's super important to us to be as affordable as possible. So one of the ways that we do that is waiving our application fee. So it's totally free to apply, as well as some awesome scholarship opportunities. So just for applying at Newman, we're automatically going to award you an academic scholarship. And this is going to go based off of your GPA or ACT test scores, whichever is going to give you a higher amount. But we have some more scholarship opportunities. We have a full tuition scholarship called our St. Newman. It does require a 3.9 GPA and a super scored ACT of 29 or higher. That's the only program that does require an ACT test score, as well as an ASC Community Leadership Scholarship for $17,500 a year, and it does require some community service hours. We also have some great scholarship programs for our art and theater departments. And we are an NCAA Division II college. So that means we can hand out larger academic and athletic scholarships. And here are some sports that we have available at Newman. This is Karochie Hall, which is the dorms that first-time students live in. It's suite style, so you're not sharing a bathroom with a whole floor of students, just a couple of other roommates. We have some awesome clubs at Newman, so it's super easy to get involved. We're a small enough campus that it's important to us to, cater to you. So if we don't have a club that you're interested in, we're super happy to get it started. And this is our Navigator program. So at Newman, it's super important to us that you have a return on your investment. So when you graduate, we want to make sure that we've prepared you with the proper skills to get the job of your dreams. So one of the ways that we do that is with this Navigator program, where we help develop your resume and interview skills. We're also going to match you with an alumni mentor in your field of study in the city that you want to live and work in when you graduate. So not only do you have the degree, but you have the contacts to get your dream job as well. We also have a First to Go program that kind of helps support individuals who are the first folks in their family to go to college. And then this is a slide on our state-of-the-art science facilities. So KU Med actually sends their students over to our campus to use our cadaver labs and our equipment and our facilities because they're so nice and new and up to date. So that's a pretty good sign for prepping you well for med school. And then if you are ready to apply, you can just follow this, take this link to our website. Again, it's totally free to apply at Newman, and it is how we start awarding you those scholarship amounts. And that is all I have for you.
Thank you, Newman University. I would now like to invite all of our panelists to join me on video for a brief Q&A. Awesome. And if we could stop sharing, we'll see everybody on the screen. So the first question I have for you all is, what advice would you give to someone going through the college search process?
Hi, this is Lisa Harsh again from the University of Wyoming. My best advice would be to ask lots of questions. There is no silly question when you're talking about admissions to colleges and universities. And then my other advice would be to visit the campuses that you're highly interested in, and not only visit the campus, but also go take advantage of the restaurants, check out the downtown scene. So check out the college and the community.
Yeah, I honestly think that's wonderful advice. I think I don't want to step on the toes of any of my other panelists here, but no one who works in admissions is doing this for the paycheck. And so use us as much as you possibly can. We are here to help students in any way that we can. I hope you all come to Montana State University, but the only thing that matters more than me is you finding the school that's the best fit for you. And that can be any one of us, it can be any one of other universities. And what we want to do is we want to help you find that best fit. And so ask those questions, visit those campuses, write those emails, but just use admissions professionals because we're in your corner every step of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much been said already. Visiting campus, talking to the admissions counselors. Ultimately, students are investing in themselves for the next 2, 4, 6, 8 years, depending on how long you want to spend in school. So really making sure that whatever school you decide on is exactly what you want to be doing in and out of the classroom. Making sure that you have things that you can do in your free time, but also making sure that it has the right resources for you to excel in your program. And even if you're not 100% sure to begin with, at least being able to kind of narrow down that list a little bit based on some of your priorities is super helpful.
Just to kind of piggyback on what everyone else has said already, I will also share that it never hurts to spend all the time in the world on scholarship applications. All of that is free money that you do not have to pay back. And I know that sometimes they are daunting, but even if you only get $100 out of 1 hour of work on an application, I would love to find a job that pays me $100 an hour. Still haven't found it yet, but I'm searching for it. It's so worth it. And, along with finding best fit for you, the best thing is to not come out of it with a mountain of debt. So that's where scholarships, financial aid, all of that can really come into play.
I would say for me, think long term. I know it's difficult when, it's kind of a hard enough decision trying to decide where you're going to go to school, what you're going to major in, but try to think long term, try to think beyond that and start preparing, for which college is going to, prepare me the most for whatever field of study I'm going to go into, which college has programs that are going to secure me employment, that kind of thing.
Awesome. My next question is, what is one myth you would like to debunk about the college admissions process?
For us at the University of Wyoming, we would like to debunk the myth that you need essays and letters of recommendation. We are so easy. You just need an application, the $40 fee, and your transcript, and that's all we need. Thanks.
For any students out there, I think the myth that I would like to debunk is that people know what they're doing. Really, nobody does. And I know you have peers, you have classmates that know where they're going and what they want to study. You might not know that, and that's normal. That's the rule, not the exception. And so if you're apprehensive about what schools you should be visiting or what schools you're considering, that's okay. Take your time, take a deep breath, make sure that you're making the best decision for you, and work your way through it, because it's a process. It's a big change for a lot of students. And that's normal to kind of have those apprehensions and make sure that you're making that best decision for you.
Yeah, probably for the University of Montana would be that the admissions process is difficult in any way. It's not meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be the most difficult part of your whole college experience. Getting into school shouldn't be the most difficult thing you do. It should be a program that challenges you. So that's, why we don't require essays or letters of recommendation, why we're completely test optional going forward. But again, if there is anything that you have questions about, or, maybe don't feel like is giving your application kind of that whole well-rounded look that you wanted to have, and you do want to submit those things, you can still do those, or you can be looking into additional applications that would require those. So you can still be kind of submitting all of your resumes and skills that you're proud of that maybe our general application doesn't require.
I'm kind of going to follow behind what Anders was saying, along with finding the best fit and knowing what's best for you. It is not the end of the world if you have to change your major. It's also not the end of the world if you decide to transfer to another school. I know that I've worked with a lot of students that say, I have to find the place that I'm going to be for the rest of my life, and that is not true. Students change a lot when they're in college, and at what works for you your freshman and sophomore year may not work for you at the end, or you may decide that what you were starting off in learning was not the right path for you, and that's okay. That is what college is all about, to find out kind of where you want to go with life. So it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to make up your own mind and not listen to mom, dad, brother, sister, or best friend.
I would say the biggest misconception for us being a private school is there's an association of that being kind of cost prohibitive. But I would say definitely don't write off private schools altogether. If you feel like you could thrive in an environment with small class sizes where you can get that one-on-one attention that you deserve, a lot of private schools, Newman included, offer some great scholarship opportunities that are going to stack on top of each other. There's special grants and government funding for students that are going to private schools. So lots of stuff to take advantage there. And your admissions counselors are kind of there to help you throughout that process.
Awesome. Fantastic advice, everyone. We are now out of time, but I want to thank our presenters for sharing so much information about their institutions and some awesome advice for our listeners. I would now like to share my screen with a few final remarks. So thank you to those who are joining us live, as well as those who are watching on demand. For our live viewers, when you close the window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. I also encourage you to check back on the schedule and sign up for more sessions tomorrow. You'll also be able to review the recording for this session, as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. Thank you once again, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.